Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you the final checkout video of a really cool A&E 3-slot payphone. This is Ron's payphone from Ohio. And we did some initial earlier checkout videos of this telephone, and then we also did a video on the locks. He had a body lock with a key, but the key actually really wasn't to the lock. The lock would open with any type of screwdriver or a little tool, and the lock didn't open very well, and like Ron had stated, it was finicky and would barely open. So basically in the last video of this telephone, we showed where we took the key that they were using to open that lock with, and we repaired that lock, and now that lock has a key that's dedicated to it, and you won't just walk up to it and open it with any tool or instrument or anything like that now. So basically the key is keyed to that lock. The other issue with this telephone was the vault door lock was there, but there was no key. So we acquired a key, and I keyed that lock to the new 10L key. And so basically there was no bell. In an earlier email, Ron had said the phone didn't ring. Well, the phone didn't ring because it didn't have a bell, so we installed a bell. And we also did some various repairs to this telephone, just kind of went through it, looked over everything, went through the rotary, had to do a little bit of rewiring, installed a bell and a bell circuit, and so just a little bit of everything kind of was done to the telephone. We had to straighten out where you hang up the receiver, the hook switch basically was kind of the bracket that holds it. That all had to be gone through. So this telephone kind of had a little bit of everything going on, not just one or two big things, but just kind of a bunch of little items that had to be looked at and gone through and worked out. And basically Ron has stated that he has a PDF file that he's got that this is the informational card. He's going to change that. He's going to print a new one and go ahead and change that. So now we're going to do some checks on this telephone, and basically what I want to do now is we want to ring the phone. So we'll do that first of all. I'll let that go a couple times since that's one of the issues it had. We'll go ahead and ring it now, or answer it. Give you some dial tone. And we also want to dial the telephone. And most customers opt for when there's a bell install, that the bell tinkle when you hang the phone up and lift up the receiver. If you can hear that. And when you dial the numbers. And it kind of makes, it gives it a little extra added to the situation of it having a bell, and it is just an extra sound effect basically. And most customers want that. That's what they opt for, to hear that little tinkle of the bell when you dial the phone and when you pick up the receiver. So we'll go ahead and dial the numbers now. I'm going to end in a 2, And I'm going to go ahead and talk into the handset. And if you'll notice here on the red light on the analyzer, every time I transmit, you'll see a little red light. And that's 100% modulation. That's an indication of 100% transmit. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open this telephone up. I'm going to do a couple more checks here. I want to move this telephone line, and basically what I want to do is I want to move it over to a regular line. And I'm going to go ahead and call, say, like a time and temp number. So let's do that real quick. Give you some dial tone.
Good morning. Need service for your car today? Call any of our service departments or make an appointment online at Offenburg.com. Today is Tuesday, October 18th. The time is 2:38. Current temperature at 52 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Rain overnight, lows in the low 40s. Tuesday mostly cloudy with rain likely in the morning. Partly sunny in the afternoon, high in the mid-50s.
Okay. And another number that I think I'll call is my number. Give you some dial tone. And it'll be busy. And just to throw one other number in, let's do Walmart. They're open 24 hours a day. Why not?
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay. Well, we're going to leave it at that because I'm not interested in buying anything today from Walmart. Maybe tomorrow. But some customers have caught on. You know, they'll listen to the time and temp number when I dial it, and they'll say, you know, sometimes I hear, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. It can be, you know, very early in the morning. And basically, you know, the answer to that is I work night and day. So it could be any time. We're just very busy at the shop, and I have a lot of funny hours that I work because we also repair telephone lines for telephone companies and for ourselves, you know, for customers who call in a 2-state area. So I'm very busy, and we work on this stuff night and day. And that's the reason why sometimes I'll call time and temp, and it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's just a thing where you have to work all the time. It's a 24-hour job. So anyway, basically what I want to show you is now that our key is basically been repaired in the lock, go ahead and show you how that locks. Now on all payphones, you want to grab them right up. They have a spring in here, and I'm going to show you that. And sometimes you got to push both ends. But basically you want to clamp this, and if it's mounted on the wall, you could simply push evenly in the front and close that spring up. But basically you just want to make sure, and now it's locked, that it's pushed in so that our deadbolt catches the inside. And all the payphones are like that. Any of them that have the spring-loaded situation inside here on the base, you'll have to push down. And that's the way they're designed. So that's what you want, basically. And that shows you that it's locked. So now what we want to do, is we want to go ahead and open the phone, and I'm going to go ahead and take the body, and I want to swing that around, and I want to give you a look at the inside here basically of what's going on. And we have our coin validator in here, and that came in with a telephone, so you know, that didn't have to be gone through too much. We had to make sure that the money was working, dropping through, and that you know, that it dropped properly. But other than that, the coin validator was there, and it's in pretty good condition. Most of the parts have been left on it also, so you know, that's kind of cool. The other thing is the lock here was worked on here in the body, and that was taken apart, and we showed where in the last video that we installed some parts into this lock, because basically this body lock was gutted when we opened it up. The only thing there was the key entry and the deadbolt, and it was hanging up and doing all kinds of, you know, being real finicky, and it didn't want to open properly. And so now all that's in working condition. This telephone had the capacitor in it. It had the coil in it, and we had to add a bell circuit. We cleaned this wiring up and made sure everything was wired the way we wanted it wired, and wired properly to what we need it to do. We installed a bell and took care of that situation. Also, we threw another screw in this coil here. It only had one screw in it, so it wasn't mounted very well. And on the hook switch, there's a little knob that's on the actual hook switch that hits this connection here. And basically that had to be reinstalled. We found it down in the phone. But the arm here for the hook switch was basically just out of whack, and it was that had to be taken care of and put back into place and readjusted and gone through. So basically everything is in working condition now. Now I can actually sit here and ring this telephone. So what I could do is I could bring the line cord back over to the analyzer, and although we can't answer the telephone because the body is off of it, and that's what these connections here are, but we can ring it. And I'll go ahead and stop the ring now, because it wouldn't do any good to try to answer it. It wouldn't answer with that body off of it. We're going to go ahead and open the vault now. And this is the key that we basically acquired for this 10L lock. And as you can see, the key has been keyed to this lock. So basically what we want to do here is show you that all that works properly. And another thing, we can set that aside. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to put the body back onto the telephone. And I want to make sure that we put a little something underneath the telephone that it kind of sits in an upright position, kind of level. And we're going to go ahead and drop some money in it. I'm going to go ahead and do a nickel. That's going to ring the bell once. A dime is going to ring the bell twice. And a quarter is going to gong. So we'll do a quarter again, a dime, a nickel, a dime, a nickel, a quarter, another quarter, and a nickel. And then Ron can simply just open the vault door and grab his bubblegum money, because I've had some customers that have told me, since their lock is working now in their payphone, that they keep important things in the vault area, just for the simple fact that it's so hard to get into. So they mount it on the wall real well, and it's almost like a tank. You can't hardly get into these. And I think somebody would get tired of beating on it before you'd ever get in it. And they'd make too much noise anyway. So they put important papers and rings and jewelry and things in these, which is pretty cool, because most people wouldn't think of that, that there would be something of really, of a high value or something in a telephone like that. Maybe some change, maybe some money, but, they're looking for easy things to grab, and if it would be in the payphone, it wouldn't be that easy to get, for sure. So this is a really cool telephone that Ron has here. He should be very happy to get this telephone back and be able to use this telephone now, because it's in working condition. Another thing I want to show you is I want to spin it around here real quick, and I want to show you the modular port that we install. That gives you a little look at the modular port. I don't like to hang the line cords out of the back of these telephones. It just looks tacky. Now Ron can simply plug any line cord he wants up to this, and he's ready to go. Any length. This is a really cool A&E 3-slot payphone that's finished up. This is the final checkout video. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Ron's 3-slot A&E payphone. And this is Dennis with A1 Telephone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.